keep your seat.
Thomas Putnam is reaching out for land.
Remove that hand.
You're hearing lies. Lies! I have evidence for the court, I tell you.
Mr.
Go to the courtroom there, Mr. Hale, and demand my speech. They'll be hanging my wife, Martha.
How do you dare come roaring into this court? Are you gone daft,
You're
Corey?
not a Boston judge yet, Hawthorne. You'll not call me daft.
Show some respect for the deputy governor, Corey.
Who is this man?
Giles Corey, sir, and a more contentious...
I am asked the question, Mr. Patterson. I am old enough to answer it. My name is Corey, sir. Giles Corey. I have 600 acres and timber in addition. It is my wife you be condemning
How do
there
you
now.
imagine to help her cause with such contemptuous riot? Now be gone.
They be telling lies about my
Then
wife.
take
sir.
it upon yourself to determine what this court shall believe and what it shall set aside.
No, you don't know, Your Excellency. We mean no disrespect.
Disrespect indeed, it is disruption, mister. This is the highest court of the supreme government of this province. Do you know it?
Your Excellency, I only said she were reading books, sir.
Books?
And they come and take her out of my house. It is my third wife, sir. I never had no wife that be so taken with books, and I thought to find the cause of it, you see. But it were no which I blamed her for. I have broke charity with the woman. I have broke charity with her.
Excellency, he claims hard evidence for his wife's defense. I think in all justice...
Then let him submit his evidence in proper affidavit. You are certainly aware of our procedure here, Mr. Hale. Clear this room.
We are desperate, sir. We come here 3 days now and cannot be heard.
Who is this man?
Francis Nurse, Your Excellency.
His wife, Rebecca, that were condemned this morning.
I am amazed to find you in such uproar. I have only good report of your character.
I think they must both be arrested in contempt, sir.
Rightly and in due time.
Excellency, we have proof for your eyes. God forbid you shut them to it. The girls, sir. The girls are false. We have proof of it, sir. They're all deceiving you. This is contempt, sir.
Peace,
Contempt.
Judge Hathorne. Do you know who I am, Mr. Nurse?
I surely do, sir, and I think you must be a wise judge
And
to
do
be what
you
you are.
know that near to 400 are in the jails from Marblehead to Lynn, and upon my signature,
I know
and
that-
72 condemned to hang by that signature?
Excellency, I never thought to say it to such a weighty judge, but you are deceived.
Mary Warren, what are you about here? She would speak with the deputy governor.
Who is this?
John Proctor, sir. Elizabeth Proctor is my wife. Beware this man, Your Excellency. This man is mischief.
I think you must hear the girl, sir.
Peace. What would you tell us, Mary Warren?
She never saw no spirit, sir.
Never saw no spirits.
She has signed a deposition,
No,
sir.
no, I accept no depositions. Tell me, Mr. Proctor, have you given out this story in the village?
We have not.
They've come to overthrow the court, sir.
pray you,
This
Mr.
man is-
Harris. Do you know, Mr. Proctor, that the entire contention of the state in these trials is that the voice of heaven is speaking through the children?
I know that, sir.
And you, Mary Warren? How came you to cry out people for sending their spirits against you?
Your pretense, sir.
I cannot hear you.
It were pretense, you said, sir.
Ah. And the other girls, Susanna Walcott and the others, they are also pretending.
Aye, sir.
Indeed.
Excellency, you surely cannot think to let so vile a lie be spread in open
Indeed
court.
not, but it strike hard upon me that she will dare come here with such a tale. Now, Mr. Proctor, before I decide whether I shall hear you or not, it is my duty to tell you this. We burn a hot fire here. It melts down all concealment.
I know that,
Let
sir.
me continue. I understand well a husband's tenderness may drive him to extravagance in defense of a wife. Are you certain in your conscience, mister, that your evidence is the truth?
It is, and you will surely know it.
And you thought to declare this revelation in the open court before the public?
I thought I would, with your permission.
Now, sir, what is your purpose in so doing?
Why, I would free my wife, sir.
There lurks nowhere in your heart, nor hidden in your spirit, any desire to undermine this court.
Why, no, sir.
Your Excellency,
Mr. Cheever,
I think it be my duty, sir. You'll not deny it, John. When we come to take his wife, he damned the court and ripped your warrant.
he did that, Mr. Hale.
you have it.
He did.
It were a temper, sir. I knew not what I did.
He plough on Sunday,
Plough
sir.
on Sunday.
I think it be evidence, John. I am an official of the court. I cannot keep...
I have once or twice plowed on Sunday. I have 3 children, sir, and until last year my land gave little.
Your Honor, I cannot think you may judge the man on such
I
evidence.
judge nothing. I tell you straight, mister, I have seen marvels in this court. I have seen people choked before my eyes by spirits. I have seen them stuck by pins and slashed by daggers. I have until this moment not the slightest reason to suspect that the children may be deceiving me. Do you understand my meaning?
Excellency, does it not strike upon you that so many of these women have lived so long with such upright reputation?
You read the gospel, Mr.
I
President.
read the gospel.
I think not. For you should surely know that Cain were an upright man, and yet he did kill
Aye,
Abel.
God tells us that. But who tells us Rebecca Nurse murdered 7 babies by sending out her spirit on them? It is the children only, and this one, Mary Warren, will swear she lied to this.
Judge Hawthorne. Aye, Excellency. Mr. Proctor, this morning your wife sent me a claim in which she states that she is pregnant.
My wife? Pregnant?
There be no sign of it. We have examined her body.
If she says she is pregnant, then she must be. That woman will never lie, Mr. Danforth.
She will not.
Never, sir, never.
We have thought it too convenient to be credited. However, if I should tell you now that I will let her be kept another month, and if she begin to show her natural signs, you shall have her living yet another year until she is delivered. What say you to that? John, come, man. You say your only purpose is to save your wife. Good, then she is saved at least a year, and a year is long. What say you, sir? It is done now. Will you drop this charge?
I think I cannot.
Then your purpose is somewhat larger.
He's come to overthrow this court, Your Honor. Giles Corey and Francis Nurse are my friends. Their wives are also
I judge you not,
accused.
sir. I am ready to hear your evidence. Now, what depositions do you have for us, Mr. Proctor? And I beg you be clear, open as the sky, and honest.
Well, I am no lawyer, sir, so I'll...
The pure in heart need no lawyers. Proceed as you will.
Would you read this first, sir? It's a sort of testament. The people signing it declare their good opinion of Rebecca and my wife and Martha Corey. They are all land-holding farmers, members of the church. And if you'll notice, sir, they've known the women many years and never saw no sign they had dealings with the devil.
How many names are here?
91, Your Excellency.
These people should be summoned. For questioning.
Mr. Danforth, I gave them all my word. No harm would come to them for signing this.
This is a clear attack upon the court.
Is every defense an attack upon the court?
All innocent
And no one...
Christian people are happy for the courts in Salem. These people are gloomy for it. I think you will want to know from each and every one of them what discontents them with you. It is not necessarily an attack, covenanted Christians. Then I am sure, Mr. Nurse, they may have nothing to fear. Mr. Cheever.
Yes, sir.
Have warrants drawn for all these. Arrest for examination.
Trouble on these
No,
people.
old man, you have not hurt these people if they are of good conscience. But you must understand, sir, that a person is either with this court or he must be counted against it. There be no road between. This is a sharp time now, a precise time. We live no longer in the dusky afternoon when evil mixed itself with good and befuddled the world. Now, by God's grace, the shining sun is up, and them that fear not light will surely praise it. I hope you will be none of those. Now, Mr. Proctor, what other information do you have for us?
John, my deposition, give him mine.
Aye. This is Mr. Corey's deposition.
No.
What lawyer drew this, Corey?
You know I never hired a lawyer in my life, Hawthorne.
It is very well phrased. My compliments. Mr. Paris, if Mr. Putnam is in the court, will you bring him in?
Very good, sir.
You have no legal training, Mr. Corey.
I have the best, sir. I am 23 times in court in my life and always plaintiff.
Oh, then you are much put upon.
I am never put upon. I know my rights, sir, and I will have them. You know, your father tried a case of mine, might be 35 years ago, I think.
Indeed.
He never spoke to you of it.
No, I cannot recall it.
That's strange. He gave me £9 damages. He were a fair judge, your father. You see, I had a white mare that time, and this fellow come to borrow the mare. Mr. Putnam, sir, I dare you.
Mr. Putnam, I have here an accusation by Mr. Corey against you. He states that you coldly prompted your daughter Ruth to cry witchery upon George Jacobs, that is now in jail.
It is a lie.
Mr. Putnam states your charge is a lie. What say you to that?
Fart on Thomas Putnam, that is what I say to that.
Proof do you submit for your charge,
My
sir?
proof is there on the deposition. If Jacobs hangs for a witch, he forfeit up his property. That's law. And there is none but Putnam with the coin to buy so great a piece. This man is killing his neighbors for their land. I have it from an honest man who heard Putnam say it. The day his daughter cried out on Jacobs, he said she's giving him a fair gift of land.
And the name of this man?
What name?
The man that gave you this information.
I cannot give you his name.
And why not?
You know well why not. He'll lay in jail if I give you his name.
This is contempt of the court,
Mr.
Danforth.
Danforth.
Tell us the name.
No, I will not give you no name. I mentioned my wife's name once, and I'll burn in hell long enough for that. I stand mute.
In that case, I have no choice but to arrest you for contempt of this court. Do you know that?
This is a hearing. You cannot clap me for contempt of a hearing.
Oh, it is a proper lawyer. Do you wish me to declare the court in full session here, or will you give me a good reply?
I cannot. I cannot give you no name, sir. I cannot.
You are a foolish old man. Mr. Chief, begin the record. The court is now in session. I ask
Your Honor, he has the story in confidence, sir, and he
The
cannot...
devil lives on such confidences. Without confidences, there could be no conspiracy, Your Honor. I think it must be broken,
Old
sir.
man, if your informant tells the truth, let him come here openly like a decent man. But if he hide in anonymity, I must know why. Now, sir, the government and Central Church demand of you the name of him who reported Mr. Thomas Putnam a common
Excellency,
murder. Mr. Hale,
We cannot think it more. There is a prodigious fear of this court in the
then
country.
there is a prodigious guilt in the country. Are you afraid to be questioned here?
I may only fear the Lord, sir. But there is fear in the country, nevertheless.
Touch me not with the fear in the country. There is fear in the country because there is a moving plot to topple Christ in the country.
But it does not follow that everyone accused is part of it.
No uncorrupted man may fear this court, Mr. Hale. None. Giles Coy, you are under arrest in days of this court. Now sit you down and take counsel with yourself, or you will be set in the jail until you decide to answer all questions.
I'll cut your throat, Putnam. I'll kill you.
Peace, Giles, peace. We'll prove ourselves. Now we will.
Say nothing more, John. Governor Danforth means to hang us all.
This is a court of law, mister. I'll have no effrontery here.
Forgive him, sir. Forgive him for his old age. Peace, Giles. We'll prove it all now. You cannot weep, Mary. Remember the angel, what he said to the boy. Hold to it now. There is your rock. This is Mary Warren's deposition, and I would ask you to remember, sir, while you read it, that until 2 weeks ago, she were no different than the other children are today. You saw her scream. She howled. She swore familiar spirits choked her. She even testified that Satan, in the form of women now in jail, tried to win her soul away. And then when she refused, she swears now that she never saw Satan nor any spirit, vague or clear, that Satan may have sent to hurt her. And she declares her friends are lying now.
Excellency, a moment. I think this goes to the heart of
It
the matter.
surely does, Mr. Hale.
I cannot say he is an honest man. I know him little. But in all justice, sir, a claim so weighty cannot be argued by a farmer. In God's name, sir, stop here. Send him home. Let him come again with a lawyer.
Now, look you, Mr. Hale.
Excellency, I assign 72 death warrants. I am minister of the Lord. And I dare not take a life without there be a proof so immaculate, no slightest qualm of conscience may doubt it.
Mr. Hale, you surely do not doubt my justice?
I have this morning signed away the soul of Rebecca Nurse, Your Honor. I'll not conceal it. My hand shakes yet as with a wound. I pray you, sir. This argument let lawyers present to you.
Mr. Hale, believe me, for a man of such terrible learning, you are most bewildered. I hope you will forgive me. I have been 32 years at the bar, sir, and I should be confounded were I called upon to defend these people. Let you consider now, and I bid you all do likewise. In an ordinary crime, how does one defend the accused? One calls up the witness to prove his innocence. But witchcraft is ipso facto on its face and by its nature an invisible crime, is it not? Therefore, who may possibly be witness to it? The witch and the victim, none other. Now, we cannot hope the witch will accuse herself, granted. Therefore, we must rely upon her victims, and they do testify. The children certainly testify. As for witches, none will deny that we are most eager for their confessions. Therefore, what is left for a lawyer to bring out? I think I have made my point, have I not?
But this child claims the girls are not truthful.
That is precisely what I am about to consider, sir. What more may you ask of me? Unless you doubt my probity.
I surely do not, sir. Let you consider it, then.
And let you put your heart to rest. Her deposition, Mr. Proctor.
Here you are, sir.
I should like to question.
Mr. Paris, I bid you be silent. Mr. Cheever, will you go into the court and bring the children here?
Yes, sir.
Mary Warren, how come you to this turnabout? Has Mr. Proctor threatened you for this deposition?
No, sir.
Has he ever threatened you?
No, sir.
Has he threatened you?
No.
Then you tell me that you sat in my court callously lying. Answer me.
I did.
How were you instructed in your life? Do you not know that God damns all liars? Or is it now that you lie?
No, sir. I am with God
You are
now.
with God now.
Yes.
I will tell you this. You are either lying now or you were lying in the court, and in either case you have committed perjury and you will go to jail for it. You cannot lightly say you lied, Mary. Do you know that?
I cannot lie no more. I'm with God. I am with God.